I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jewelz. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Gabrielle Jordan. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, it's a great pleasure to connect with you. Please do tell us which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time.
Well, I have a podcast called the UV Effect Podcast, where I talk about something called unique value and helping people to figure out their own unique value through other inspiring and motivational, successful people. Stories.
Love that. Well, now Gabrielle has it together, folks. So this is going to be fun. She understands the uniqueness very much. Got to listen to the podcast. Well done. So who did you learn the skill of what's necessary to understand your own uniqueness, if you would? Tongue twister. Your own uniqueness.
I definitely would say that my parents are a big part of me being able to embrace my uniqueness and to be confident in it. They are definitely the kind of people that raised me with the belief that I am my own person and that it's important that I understand who I am as an individual before who I am to somebody else, because that's what's going to allow me to be more confident when it comes to anything that I do, because I'll understand what it is that I bring as I am. And so that's really where it started because of how they brought me up. But then, of course, as I grew and as I started my businesses and, I started a jewelry company, I wrote a book, I started a mentoring institute. As I got into all these different things, I was growing more confident in the work that I could do and in how I was able to be me in whatever I did. So it was that combination of my background, how I was raised, and the work that I did that really allowed me to embrace uniqueness.
So now, after living 40 years and you're now 50, because it sounds as though you've done so many things. I'm joking. So, it's intriguing. I think, and you could correct me if you think I'm wrong, I think there's something that passes on through the experiences of parents that allow you to have more experience than your age allows you. It sounds like that with you. Now, are you just over 20 or just under 30?
I'm actually only 17.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That is, well, I mean, just like hats off to your parents. All right, so you learned it from your parents. Tell us about the book that you've written, or the books. I'm not sure if is it book or books?
It's one now, but I'm writing a new one this year.
Of course you are. Yeah, one is of course. Yeah. Go ahead.
But yes, the book I wrote at 11 years old, called The Making of a Young Entrepreneur, The Kid's Guide to Developing the Mindset for Success. And it's really about teaching kids what it takes to be an entrepreneur, both the physical sense, but as well as the mental sense, realizing, the type of traits and qualities that need to be developed mentally before you even, start getting into business, and what to expect when as an entrepreneur, especially as a young entrepreneur. So yeah, I wrote that book when I was 11 years old. It started off as just a competition in school, but I didn't win the competition. And a judge, she really enjoyed the book, but she had given me these notes that made me feel like there was more that I could do with this, that if I just edited it and worked on it a bit more, I could really create this to be an incredible book. And so I worked on it. My parents gave me the idea of self-publishing, and that's what we did. And so that's how the book came about, and it's been quite successful now. I don't remember the exact number of how many I've sold, but I believe it's over 10,000 books or so. And yeah, it's bestseller as well.
Yeah, congratulations. Well done. Did you say the name? No, you didn't say the name of the book. What's the name of the book?
I did. The Making of a Young Entrepreneur.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm still mystified by everything I've been hearing thus far. My apologies. Let me catch my bearings and say, so you've been doing this, and most definitely you do have the opportunity to make the excuse and say, this is enough. I've done so much. Let me take my foot off the gas pedal, if you would. I'd like to know why you will continue what you're doing, Gabrielle.
It's a pretty simple answer. I love what I do, and it's exciting for me to have a life that's full of firsts. Most of the things that I've done so far is just things that a lot of people older than me, a lot of adults have not really achieved either. And
Mm.
so for me, it's incredible to see what I'm capable of, especially at a young age. And it interests me, it intrigues me to see what else I can do. And especially doing what I love, having a life where I'm doing what I love, and achieving things that are for me, even just it's I kind of have to look at my life and be like, okay, yeah, I did actually do that.
Yeah.
Like check myself. But it's so intriguing for me, and just inspiring for myself to see what I can do when I want to continue to do those things, and also to be able to inspire other kids and other adults even to realize that they could do what they love with using what they love at no matter what age they really are. That's why I started the Mentoring Institute, because it's incredible and interesting for me to be able to do things for myself, but also to be able to do things for others by just doing what I do for myself, if that makes sense.
It does. It makes a lot of sense. Tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
I would say research and entrepreneurship. Well, actually, I'll stick with one. I'll stick with entrepreneurship. I guess that's the most consistent thing that I've done. My life is not completely consistent because I do a lot of different things, but entrepreneurship has definitely been the most consistent thing. Starting at 9 years old was when I started entrepreneurship, and I've continued it with multiple different businesses.
How does it make you feel?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I just feel excited about what's possible, and I think for me, it's kind of a norm at this point since I've been an entrepreneur for most of my life. It is a norm to be my own boss and to be a leader in my own right and for my own self, and then also for others. But it is also kind of it makes you want to like just kind of stand still and then look back, because you look at other people and they look at you like, wow, that's incredible what you're doing. And I'm just like, really, it is. I didn't know. I couldn't really tell. Because it was just what I was used to. But then as I see people and as I see how inspired they are by me and are so intrigued by me, it just makes me want to just be intrigued by myself and see what else am I capable of. So it is exciting. It's exciting to see that people see my worth and my value, and then it helps me to even just see the value in myself and what's possible.
Suggest to someone listening why they should even consider doing what you've done.
I think it's all about being able to have some kind of control. I'm the kind of person that realizes that in most things in life, you don't have control, that things just kind of happen and you go about it. But I do think it's important that we take some kind of reign in our lives and that we decide certain things for ourselves. And I think for me specifically, or even actually not just for me specifically, everybody has like passions and they have abilities and they have things that they want to pursue. And I believe there's a reason that you want to pursue those things. There's a reason why you naturally want to go after this certain thing. And when you don't go after it, you end up feeling unfulfilled and empty. And so I think that that's what the UV effect is all about. It's about understanding what it is that's unique to you and what's natural for you, and then going after that, pursuing that, and allowing that to be the forefront of your life. And so I think for me, or for anybody that's listening and thinking about, being an entrepreneur, whatever it is, if it's something that you're passionate about, there's a reason behind that. And you should pursue that in the smartest ways possible, taking calculated risks, as my mom usually says, and allowing yourself to be fulfilled in life.
Amazing audience. We are live with Gabrielle Jordan. You could definitely check her out. She is the podcast host of The UV Effect, right? Amazing stuff going on there. Pretty amazing stuff. Gabrielle, let's switch gears for a moment now and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Gabrielle, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Oh, that's so hard.
Come on, Gabrielle. It wasn't that long ago. It's further for me.
I think I'm mixing up between the old recordings I've seen of myself.
Right.
But I think if I can remember it was in kindergarten, I believe, and I was inside my classroom. I was talking to my friend and also my arch nemesis, and my arch nemesis was trying to take my cubby space, and I wasn't having it.
What is coffee space?
So it's basically a locker, except for in kindergarten you didn't have lockers. You just had like these wooden little sectors, like these little sections.
Right.
And yeah, it was like a hollowed out wood section that was
It's like
connected.
a bookshelf, like.
Yeah, like a bookshelf, but just long.
Right.
Yeah.
That's intriguing. All right, so you're in kindergarten and your arch nemesis is there trying to take your space. Why do you think this memory is so clear?
I think it's like that. One of the first times that I experienced kind of my confidence in myself, and the way that I kind of I've always been, in the sense where I've never really let people push me around, and I've always been the kind of person that just stood up for myself, that didn't back down from anything. And so I think it just really it triggers my mind, and it allows me to remember how strong I am, how strong I've been for a very long time.
That's intriguing. Well, can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind? Yeah?
Yeah, go ahead.
I love the idea of the uniqueness and what it takes to achieve the value that you speak of in the UV effect. Mm-hmm. And it looks exactly like what occurred in kindergarten. It's fascinating. The personalities are definitely there, right? So arch nemesis, strong personality. And then there's you, who definitely strong personality as well, but willing to listen, I'm guessing, right? Or willing to think, why would you want to do that? But there is a fine line where it's necessary to stand your grounds for your space, what belongs to you in this life. And I'm really intrigued that it connects, and you've definitely echoed that throughout your life.
That's so cool. And I agree. Actually, what you just said is actually quite a constant in my life.
Yeah, standing your ground.
To listen, but also to stand my ground. Yeah.
Yeah. Love it. Well, if we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
12 years old favorite song? Oh gosh. I'm gonna I think I forgot what grade I'm in. I'm gonna guess that it was Malcolm Moore's Thrift Shop. Okay. That's my guess.
All right. But I love to connect dots. There's no doubt that you are the entrepreneur, and the thrift shop being an entrepreneurial thing. I can understand that. Well, Gabrielle, hey, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there is a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
I am so ready.
Gabrielle, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Are you married?
No.
Do you have children? I just need to ask them. It's the question. No. Do you believe in God?
I do.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
Sometimes.
All right. What about screen time? The phone and or the computer, is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Most definitely more than 8.
All right. Gabrielle, after 1,001 conversations, in 3 months in 2016, I came up with a workbook. The name of it is called Yours. It stands for Your Own Unique Real Self. And the idea is you answer questions that are self-reflective, that connect you to your mission, which I term Your Own Unique Real Statement. Yours. If you had to share with us, Gabrielle, your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, what would you say that is?
I definitely say, and it actually really goes in line with unique value, but my unique statement is being able to create ways to represent my personal possibility in order to inspire others to realize their own capabilities and their own distinct capabilities.
Wow, I got chills at 17 years old. Wow. So Gabrielle, again, great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I would definitely say to make sure to check out the UV Effect podcast. It comes on, you can check it out on iTunes, SoundClouds, or Stitchers, and new episodes come out every Tuesday at any time, normally in the morning, but every Tuesday you can check out a new episode.
Love it. Gabrielle Jordan, thank you, my friend, for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you for having me. It was great.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute, but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.